Crowdofboyz, peace. What's good with you boys out there? Come to talk to you boys today about semen retention and wet dreams. And before I jump into this topic, once again, I want to show my deepest gratitude and appreciation to all you boys who come to the channel. So show your support. Like, share, subscribe to the content, donations in the description to the channel to help the channel grow. Any newcomers, welcome. Subscribe to the content, like the content. Let's trick the algorithm with this information to get this out to more gentlemen out there with the semen retention journey. I have audios that I have geared up. Certain people have reached out and, made requests on certain audios, so I'm going to get to them. This is one of the ones on wet dreams that was requested, and I'm going to jump right into it. Wet dreams or nocturnal emissions occur when an individual involuntarily orgasms in their sleep. That's the Webster definition of a wet dream, is nocturnal emissions, involuntarily orgasms. All right, this is not something that you're doing under your own volition. This is something that involuntarily happens, which you cannot be at fault for in the physical. And I'm gonna jump deeper into the dream realm and how to tap in, how to control your thoughts, your actions, and all that good stuff, right? But when a wet dream occurs, just know that this is something that's involuntarily happening, that ultimately in the beginning, when it first happens, you have no control over, all right? Wet dreams happen as a part of normal sexual desire. Being that we have, quote unquote, suppressed our sexual desire and transmuted our sexual energy and our sexual desire into something else and building it up. When we go into the dream world, this is just something normal. Our desires are now open into the dream world. Anything is possible in the dream world. You can fly. You dig what I'm saying? You can do crazy shit in your dreams. All right. So these are just parts of your mind are shutting down, but also parts of your mind are waking up in the dream world. And one of the things that is waking up is sexual desire, because in your physical, you have put it to sleep. So when you go to sleep, that is waking up, and that can, that leads to a wet dream. All right. These sexual dreams. This means there is nothing that you can do to stop having them. All right. I've had some people reach out and say they've never had wet dreams on their semen retention journey. And, that's cool. You know what I mean? It's not a bad thing. It's not a good thing. It's just, it is what it is. Everybody's different. Bodies are responding to semen retention differently. That's why I encourage you boys. If you got any information, drop in the comments, share your experience. I've even had guys say they want to start their own YouTube channel and content and drop something. And I encourage that. Everybody's experience is different, going through life. So, your experience may be different from the next. You may be able to share some insight and wisdom on other topics that you can bring to the table to benefit the community. All right. But understand that just because you haven't had one, it doesn't exclude you from never having one. All right. And there's nothing you can do to say, all right, I'm going to stop having wet dreams. I'm not going to say it's not possible, but, you're not excluded from it. So it is possible to happen at any time. Wet dreams happen as a normal part of sexual adult human functionality. As a man, you have desire. You are attracted to, the female counterpart, or, whatever your vice is. I don't judge, whatever the case may be. But as a man, this is just a part of you. You know what I mean? For this time and this time being, you're on retention, no matter if you're on a long street, 2 weeks, or whatever the case may be, 3 months, 3 years, you are still a man and you have sexual desire, right? You still need the female counterpart. You need a partner to help you get along with life and stuff like that for the future, if you plan to have kids and all that good stuff, to build family. You know what I mean? You plan to be a grandpa one day or whatever the case may be. You know, being attracted to a woman is a normal part, right? And once again, I'm just saying women because, you know, this is, you know, what I'm into. Whatever you're into, that's, you know, your business, whatever. But, you know, that attraction for another person, you know, has to do, you know, it's our sexuality as a masculine man. You know, we still have sexuality on the plate. We carry ourselves in a certain manner. You dig what I'm saying? And we have our desires still. You know, we know what we want in a woman. We have our standards. We have our goals also. And, you know, this is something that we just can't ignore. All right. So, therefore, you should not feel guilty or ashamed about having a wet dream if that occurs. Don't feel guilty. Don't feel ashamed. Don't feel bad. Don't say, yo, I started over I got to start over. Or, you know, there's other content creators. I haven't come across anybody. Not to say that they have said that it's a relapse or anything negative, right? But all in all, this is normal, more common in adolescence. But, you know, and with adolescents, they're going through puberty and stuff like that. Their body is changing. But also as adults, our body is changing. And when we're tapping into semen retention, it's a regeneration. Everything is starting to embody itself, and this is just excess semen, unhealthy semen finding its way out. Even with your thoughts and your thought forms in your dream, this is its way of getting out, clearing your mind of those images and thoughts and stuff of that nature in the dream world. Having a sexual experience in the dream realm that's leading to these wet dreams are all part of lucid dreaming. And this is a common and one of the goals many people have when turning lucid. It's hard not to take advantage of the freedom from the physical and moral constraints within the dream. Take this as a positive of having the ability and benefit to lucid dream. So when you're having a wet dream, really tap into the dream. And when you wake up from it, count it all joy. Congratulations. Because this is you understanding that you are now able to lucid dream. If your desires are coming into manifesting your dreams without you really thinking about them or going through your day without thinking about sex at all, and then you go into the dream world and you have a wet dream, you are lucid dreaming. And this is basically your third eye opening up. This is a sign that your third eye is opening up. So congratulations, you're able to lucid dream. You are tapped in to the dream world, and you can begin to use this as a benefit to start to control your dreams. I've had sexual dreams many times on my semen retention journey. I've had wet dreams before, and I've been able to control whether I engage in sex in my dreams or not. I've denied sex a couple times in the dream world because I was able to tap in, do my homework on the dream world, tap in spiritually, and really be able to focus in on my dreams. And semen retention has been a benefit of this, and I've used these sexual dreams as a benefit to engage, because now when I'm in the physical, I got what I needed from the dream world. Once again, if you release in the dream world, it doesn't count. If you wake up and you got stains or whatever, just know that, and I'm going to touch on that further on in this audio about certain facts and things of that nature. But listen, take advantage of what's going on in the dream world. And once again, you can make, to build you up stronger, when you deny it and you wake up, it's a different vibe that you got on you now. It's like nothing can touch you, nothing can stop you. All right. There's another side to this also, where you have to be aware of evil entities, sex demons. because these are parts of your brain's hardwire still has downloads through the images and soul ties that you once had. All right. So don't let your mind trick you. All right. You got to be very careful when you're dealing with the dream realm, because, it can be infiltrated with evil entities. Once again, sex demons, soul ties that you may have had in the past with, Jezebel spirits and things of that nature. So pay attention. That's why it's very key. And I encourage you boys to use semen retention and this benefit of being able to tap in spiritually and into your chakras, into the dream world, especially your third eye chakra. Really tap into this energy, because you are able to manipulate your dreams. You are able to tap into your dreams. But the infiltration from certain soul ties and sex demons can infiltrate also. And you got to be able to combat that. All right? You got to be able to really pay attention. Last thing, I'm going to leave you boys with some facts. Once again, this isn't any made up shit. You could go look it up for yourself, do your own homework, you're studying. I encourage you boys to do it, because once again, in this dream world, listen, and I'll be willing to say it too, you can go in the dream world and have sex. Once again, you can control your dreams. If you want to get your rocks off, if you're feeling, a certain type of way, go in the dream world and dream about it. Straight like that. You can have your opinion about what I'm saying or what I really don't give a fuck. You dig what I'm saying? I know it's been a benefit to me, because now in my waking life, in the physical, I'm not worried about nothing. And not to say that I do it every night or every time or whatever the case may be, but I know myself, I know my body, and I tap into self. When you do that for you and you're scared or whatever the case may be to, take this information and say, anything else. Once again, when you get infiltrated, when your mind gets infiltrated, you don't know what to do, and you're feeling some type of way about releasing in a dream. Once again, you got to know what you're doing and being able to tap in and study and show thyself approved. Take advantage. Take advantage of your gifts, your spiritual gifts, and this energy that you have through semen retention. It's a benefit. Having a wet dream is more of a benefit than a negative. All right. I hope you boys made it this far into the audio to get this information. I know guys are worried out there about the wet dreams and releasing. It's a benefit. Low key is a benefit. All right. These are some facts. Wet dreams will not reduce a man's sperm count. Wet dreams do not reduce a man's sperm count. Third time. Wet dreams do not reduce a man's sperm count. Wet dreams are a way for the testicles to remove older, unhealthier sperm and help with natural formation of new, healthy sperm in the body. Once again, when you're adolescents, you're coming into puberty, wet dreams occur then because your body is transformation is changing. Testosterone is building up, and this is just a formation of this sperm to just build up, right? But now as an adult and you're on your semen retention journey and you're having wet dreams now, this is, and I said it earlier, this is a way for that older, unhealthier semen to move its way out and make way for new, mature, healthy semen. If you haven't been taking care of your diet, there's bad seed in there and it has to find its way out. If you're having too many sexual thoughts and you're transmuting that energy or whatever the case may be, sexual thoughts or, perverse thoughts or whatever the case may be, you need to find that semen needs to find its way out, because your semen are parts of your consciousness. All right, follow me, and we're going deep into this shit. All right, so understand that old semen needs a way out. You're not releasing yourself. You're not having sex. So mentally, your body is responding to it, and it needs to find its way out, and it's just making way for new, healthier semen. A person can have a wet dream without dreaming about sex. It's rare, but it happens. And this comes from maybe being aroused due to stimulation from friction with bedding or other factors like your pillow, may slide down by your waist or whatever, you adjust during the night or whatever the case may be. You rub up against something soft, or you're sleeping on your stomach. So it might even be a sexual dream. It's just, your body, starts, you know what I mean, your shit get rocked, no homo, and you know, you start rubbing up against something, and you know, you get hard in the dream, and it just releases. It happens. You dig what I'm saying? You know, that's just one of the things that just happens. You can't control that. You dig what I'm saying? So understand that certain things you are in control of and that you can take control of on this journey. And then certain things you can't take control of. All right. Once again, like sleeping on your stomach, you can adjust, you can, you know, turn over and be aware that, you know, you can sleep on your back or on your side, things of that nature, to help yourself or stop yourself from having a wet dream or a sexual dream or whatever. But even with that, still, now your mind plays a part, and parts of your brain downloads and stuff like that have these files in it still. And when that pops up on you, you know, wet dreams occur, sexual dreams occur. All right. So with that said, my boys, take this information. Once again, tap into your dream realm. If you're having wet dreams, count it all joy. You dig what I'm saying? Once again, be aware of the evil entities that may or can infiltrate. Beat the motherfuckers up when you identify them. Put your hands on them. You dig what I'm saying? I'm not a violent person in the physical, but in the dream realm, when I see certain shit or I notice a demon in my dreams, I fuck them up now. I don't run from my dreams. I don't wake myself up or nothing. I embrace it because I know what's going on. I know they're trying to infiltrate my mind. All right. So, you know, to some it may sound crazy. Some may say is witchcraft or whatever the case may be. Hey, listen, sweet dreams. You dig what I'm saying? Like, that's on you. You know what I mean? I know what I'm doing on my journey and how I'm using this benefit of having semen retention benefit my sleep and my dream state, and utilizing my power, not just in the physical, but also in the dream realm. All right. And I encourage you boys to do it also to offset these wet dreams and being worried so much about releasing. All right. So with that said, my boys, as always, love and peace.